who has been torn away from their security blanket, their parents, the ones who stopped the boogeyman from terrorizing the nights and curing their boo-boos when they scrape their knees. Now just imagine how they might'st feel when the CPS meant to protect them tears them away from their supposed abusers and places them with strangers who have zero comforting skills. They need to be calmed. They are confused, lost, panicked, and needing their parents, but CPS took them away for the purpose of saving them. The kids don't even know why, and they are told that the parents they attach to no longer want them. What do you think that does? Do you think that this is how protecting children is supposed to look? Abolish CPS.
They are taking our kids every day. I shout them in and no one has a thing to say for those who have been isolated. Don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeves. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, god damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids, pictures held up like thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stopping.
Hey, I sent you the song just because I knew when we were doing that. I'm like, you're going to say, you got to send me that song. So I made sure when I was just playing it that I sent it. So you have it now. Now you can have it for your ringtone.
Yes, I am. I'm putting it right on my ringtone.
All right, cool. So we got that. You know what? I did that other one too, right? I forgot about the other one that I did. I don't remember what one it was. You? I remember it sounded like the blues song. Let me see.
I think that one is my favorite.
The other one?
No,
Oh,
this
no,
one.
no, let me think. I think it might be this one. Hold on. Oh yeah, there's this one.
They're taking our kids every day. A child a minute, no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them, but when they come your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeves. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. We no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for their calling. They are giving us the CPS a warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, god damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up by their tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come, picking you up one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are old Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior anthem. We cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. Our children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping.
I mean, they're both just equally as good, right? Like
Yeah,
they're.
I like that one too. I like both of them.
I'll send you that one right now, Tiff, so you can have them both. I don't want to hear
Okay, thank
any
you.
more. Oh man. Oh, thank you, Billy Sue said they really like that song.
Yeah.
So it is. That's bad. That's the badass version. You know, that's like the you gonna go whoop someone's ass song. You know. Uh, but yeah. So what's up, Tiff? Anything good? Oh yeah. I was asking you. Do you don't know my friend James Brown? He's the one that he was speaking out for a while. He's hemmed up right now, but he was the one you were telling me about what you had said to me backstage. He would actually shoot the caseworkers in the ass when they would come up. I'm not even kidding. He would tell him, "Get the hell off the property," and he would. He would shoot him in the ass, and they finally caught up to him in Texas. But yeah, like that guy wasn't playing around. You know, like you were coming to their houses, and he was pretty good. So if anybody can get in on the help to get James out of jail, that'd be cool. Look it up. I don't know how or what to do, but I'm surprised that you never knew about him.
What they charge him with?
Something about some sort of a weapons charge, because I think he was a felon already and he had a weapon, so they charged him with that. He's got a. Let me see if I can pull up his stuff. He's crazy, man. Like that guy he was all about saving the kids. 100%. He actually was one of the only ones to be able to go to court. His girlfriend had taken his son from him, and some things happened along the way. But he went in there and he actually got them to abandon the bench, and he won that way. You know, like
Wow.
they made the judge just freaking leave the bench because he was irritating him so much with all of his knowledge. You know, like he was throwing all that knowledge at him, but
Yeah, they don't like that.
no, then he actually won on the jurisdiction argument for his son because the judge abandoned bench. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find his. It's really hard when you go do a search for James Brown on this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, because you really get James Brown at first, you know. So it's huh. Yeah, I don't know where his stuff is. I don't know. I'll find it one day. And we'll play it because he's pretty. Actually, you know what? Let me check my email. I may have it in my email. Let's see if I do. Let's see. I think he was in the Fight CPS ones. Oh, maybe here. Let me see. Search for James Brown.
Well, when he was shooting them in their behinds, were they on his property?
Yeah, they were onto people's property. Sure were. That's why he never got in trouble for it.
Exactly. Same thing Gunner was saying.
Yep. People, you need to
Yeah.
put no trespassing signs out in front of your house. You know, stuff like that. It needs to happen because they can't come on your property unless they have a warrant. If you have no trespassing signs, they can't. There's got to be a reason. You have to call and have them come to get on your property.
Well, that's one of the things that I said, that I told the sergeant. I said, why are you on my property and there's no trespassing signs everywhere?
Yep. I think in Maine it's every 50 feet you have to have them to make it a valid no trespassing order. Every 100, my wife says, every 100 feet you have to be. So check up your states. You know, make sure you look at your states, their rules and regulations and such. That way you can make sure that those are effective because they are not allowed on your property. It'll be funny too because if they do come up on your property, they park at the end of the road and they have to walk down it. It's pretty funny.
Well, my front yard is not that big, and there's like 6 out in my front yard and on my door and on my garage. You can read them from the road, and yet here we are, 12 of you motherfuckers, and I told you to leave.
Now, can't you sue them or something for that?
Well, I went to a civil rights attorney. The first thing he did was laugh. He said these are all idiots. He said the only one that had damages was my daughter because I took them to school that night. So no, but I could have went and filed criminal trespassing on all of them.
Right. So there was something that you could yeah, why didn't you? Mary says. My wife in the background goes, why didn't she?
Because my husband was like, we have to live in this community.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, you got to think about that stuff too. There's always, you know, you want to push it and push it and push it, but these people have so much power that they definitely come back and they bounce on you hard. Like you have to have a strong backbone with this stuff and realize that realize that they are going to come for you, and they're not gonna. It's not easy, you know, like when they do.
Well, they know enough to know that when they have to come to my house, that they have to pick straws because none of them want to deal with me. Because the first thing I say when I see them is, "What the fuck do you want?"
Right. That's awesome.
That is what I say to them.
I don't. I listen. I don't doubt you one bit from that one. You kidding me? I'm not questioning that one bit. No way. Nope. Nope. This is the last thing I want to get is on the other side of that mouth. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna stay right here on this side, right where I'm at. That's good. Um.
You should not
So,
be here unless I call you, and I don't see me calling you in the near future for anything.
right. So that's. I'm surprised that. Well, what would happen if you got a hold of them for criminal trespassing? What would
Oh,
what would they?
so the good thing about my prosecutor here is he'll prosecute anybody for breaking the law. He doesn't care who they are.
Oh, good. So that's good. So he's just as long as if the laws are broken, he wants in.
Yeah, because that's what he's about. The law. He doesn't care about all the quabbling and all. He doesn't care about that. It's clear and cut. You were told to leave. You didn't leave. You were told 3 times to leave, and you still
Right.
didn't leave.
Jesus.
But they don't mess with me because they know I'm running right down there to his office.
Right. So, what do you have good relationships with yours?
Yeah, he used to prosecute all. I used to work at a rental car business, and
Oh,
people
okay.
that
Yeah.
would steal my cars, I would go get unauthorized use of vehicle warrants, and he would prosecute all of them. So he just knows me from that.
No kidding. That
Mm-hmm.
must have been you fit. You know what? You fit. You fit perfect into that. You fit. That must have been your thing. You must have been Mama Bear at the rental car office.
Oh, I was. That's one of the reasons that he hired me, because of the way I was.
That's freaking awesome. That's funny as hell. I don't know. I don't have anything here with James Brown. I don't have his link. This bummer. I wanted to play that his videos, but I'll find him. I mean, I can't ask him because he's not around. But he has. Let's see here. Search. Let me see. Search. I get one more search here for him. Search James Brown. You know. Oh, Team Truth. There we go. JB Team Truth 87. Okay, here. Hold on a minute. Team Truth authorization for payoff. Okay. JB Team Truth 87. JB. Let's see. JB.
When did they catch him?
A couple months ago.
And they caught him in another state?
Yeah, he was back in California. Truth hurts. Let's see. Truth. God, you know how much stuff do you have? You know what I mean? Like how much stuff have you run across, like information and all this stuff that you have on emails and all of this stuff is crazy, right? Like when you're into this stuff, how much information that you just accumulate, and like I don't know how much of it is actually relevant or how much it's real, but man, I'll tell you what, you sure do get a shitload of information. It's pretty crazy.
I got
You know,
5 phones worth, 2 file
right?
cabinets,
Just
4
plenty.
different emails.
Jesus, right? I ain't paying for a new email. I'll just start a new one. Don't
Yeah.
need a lot of room. Oh man. Hey,
And when that happens, you just email it. You get a Yahoo account, and you just email it to your Yahoo account, because Yahoo doesn't care how many emails you get.
Oh, really? They just let you keep on going and going and going?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh man, Energizer Bunny stuff.
Yeah. I didn't check my Yahoo account for like a year, and I had over 10,000 emails. Oh my God, it took me 5 days. to sort through those.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let me see here. Darren, you got to play that thing I sent you. Okay, where did you, Mr. Man in the Wall? Where did you send that? Or resend it to me, Man in the Wall, and I'll play it. Because that's definitely worth playing. I don't remember where you sent it to me, so resend me the link to. I don't know. Send it to my phone number. Text it to me, and I'll put it up. This thing's pretty cool. This video that he sent me. Let me see if he put it on here. Mr. Man in the Wall. Wink, wink. Let me see here what we got. Let me see. Where did you send that to? I don't. Yeah, I don't have it here, Man in the Wall. So send it to my phone number if you can. Yeah. What'd you think? Gunner's some good stuff, huh?
Yes. Actually,
man, I like. He gets me excited.
I finally was able to get in. He finally told me how to get into this thing because I couldn't get into it. I don't know what was wrong.
Right.
But
Well,
I sent it to you because I downloaded all of them.
Oh, yeah,
I already had the Virginia stuff.
Yeah.
And in fact, I just sent Valerie the child protective services and the juvenile justice system.
Yeah.
I said, I know you probably have this already, but here, give this to your lawyers that you're training. Because it has a lot of cases in it and it's really good. I sent it to you. It's 22 pages. I have to print everything out. I cannot read anything on my phone. I'm still waiting on your book.
Oh, for gosh sakes, I'll send that to you again. So Billy Sue says this: when CPS kidnapped her son and grandson, one judge supposedly signed off on a non-secure custody order, and now this next judge in place is good friends with everyone in the courtroom, allows everyone but me to talk in the courtroom. Do you have any info on that?
Well, first she's got to find out if she has grandparent rights, because if she doesn't have rights, they're not going to hear from her.
Okay.
Unless she files a petition to be heard. Because the federal law says kinship. I don't know if where the child is, but to me, that's a conflict of interest. If I was the parent, I would file a recusal for that judge, because what people don't understand is these people all drink from the same water cooler, right?
Right.
They know what the outcome of your case is going to be before you ever walk through the courtroom doors.
Yeah.
Because CPS is already in there. Their lawyer's already in there. Even if if you have a lawyer and they're not in there, trust me, they're plotting behind your back. What really, really, really makes me laugh, when my daughter had her case, they did not call the doctors, 2 of them, that saw my grandson. They called a nurse, right? And you know what her testimony was going to be?
What?
Grandma got the nurse fired. Who cares? Bitch,
Jesus.
you lied.
Right. Why is that so hard for people to understand that these, like, oh, you're a liar, you cheat, it's just asinine.
That was her testimony. My daughter's lawyer was like, I said, who is she? Well, that's the nurse that was going to testify that you got Nurse Lexi fired. I said, who cares? Where are the doctors? Well, of course, Tiffany, you know they're not going to bring them. Of course not, because they didn't call.
Yeah. Yeah, she says that's what she thought they were doing. Yep, absolutely.
That's what they do. That is what they do. Listen, when I walked in there, right? Because first of all, Virginia says you have to serve somebody 10 days before a hearing. Well, CPS served me 3 days before the hearing. I almost didn't go. But I called my friend who was my lawyer, and she's a family friend. She said, yeah, I'll represent you, but you got to do this. And she said, look at me, because we were on Messenger. She said, you got to do this. Do you understand? You got to do this. I said, okay. So we get there ahead of her, and it's CPS, all these attorneys, their attorney, they're all in this little huddle, right? And my son said, look, Mom, they're all plotting. And I'm loud anyway. I said, oh, yeah, look at their posse over there. So this little teeny tiny voice goes, Miss Wise, Miss Wise. And I turned and I said, what? He said, I'm your lawyer and I'm going to represent you. Now, before I could even think about it, this is what I said to him. Little boy, you are not my lawyer. I will chew you up and spit you out.
Little boy, he says.
He was 13.
That's funny as hell. You had never spoke to him
before?
I
said I'm hired and I said her name. Huh?
You had never spoke to them before or anything? Your attorney? You never knew who it was? You. When you just said when you heard the little voice come up, you never heard them?
They court appointed me one, but I had already hired one.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you. Wow.
No. Even if she didn't represent me, because she normally did not take CPS cases because she said they're messy, they're high school dropouts, and they were bullied as kids, right? So normally she didn't take these cases, but she said, Tiffany, I've known you a long time, and I'm going to take your case.
Are you in a small town?
It's not that small. I just know who all the good attorneys are because they're just like me with the law degree.
Right. Got you. Right. Fair enough.
But yeah, that little boy thought he was going to represent me. Little boy, no. No, I know more about this shit than you do.
Mm-hmm. That's funny as hell. That is so funny. And that's why we got to pay attention, right? I talk about that in my book too. You got to pay attention in your attorneys when you're hiring them, what you're looking for, because you can't get a family. You don't want to get a business lawyer. You don't want to get a someone that doesn't have experience in this area, because a lot of them do not have experience in this fight. And then you end up with a business attorney, and you're sitting there trying to fight for your custody of your child. And you can't do that. So you need to pay attention to who these are. And if you get a court-appointed attorney that doesn't work for you, then you need to fire them and get another one. That's
in my 30 plus years, all the attorneys I've dealt with, 5 have asked to put me through paralegal school. 1 me 3 times. I kept telling him no. The 4th time he said, you know what, I'm not asking you anymore. If I ever cross state lines into Virginia, I'm putting you through paralegal school and you're coming to work for me.
That's awesome. At least you have options.
Yeah, but I'm not taking the mini bar because I don't play by their ethics. I will be disbarred because my lips get real loose when I know something isn't right, and you're doing it on purpose and you're going to piss me off. I'll be disbarred. The first day I get my law license, I will be disbarred.
Loose lips thinks ships.
Yeah. Well,
right.
I shouldn't say loose lips. I get real belligerent and real disrespectful.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that though, right? Of course you do. I'm just bullshit.
I told you.
You don't respect anybody that doesn't respect you, period, ever. You don't ever give respect to people that don't respect you.
And it's not just that. When you blatantly know your job is to protect the rights of the parents and the children, and you blatantly tell somebody that their rights don't apply in your courtroom, look, I'm telling you, sometimes I'm glad I'm as old as I am, because I look around these courtrooms and I see like 1 or 2 bailiffs and I'm like, I can jump this table and I can tackle him right? Because there's only 1 or 2 bailiffs. It's going to take them a few minutes to get to me. They're wearing an extra 25 pounds.
Right? Yeah. They're fast though. They really
Yeah,
are
I
fast.
know.
All right, let's see. But yeah, in my book, I talk about that, finding an attorney, what to look for, who to look for, when you should fire them is one of the parts of it. It's a whole chapter based on just that, is trying to find what it is to find a good attorney, and what they need to be schooled in. So that's definitely, make sure you check out my book on Amazon. I'll put a link up here for it too, so you guys can have that if any of you are interested in checking it out.
And if I didn't look like a typewriter, I could read it. But anyway, from what I have read, and then I lost my place, it's a good book. But I tell people the first question you should always ask an attorney is, are you going to work for me or are you going to work for the state? Because if you're going to work for the state, I don't want your services. I don't need your services. I can do better by myself.
Yeah, that's the facts right there. You're absolutely right about that. Because you don't need to waste. There's no time to waste in these cases because they're on a time crunch. You know what I mean? Like, you only have so much time, and they drag their feet and everything else, but you only have so much time to get through to them that you're not a bad parent, even if it works or if it doesn't. But you know what I'm saying? You don't get a lot of time for that. So you can't have your lawyer wasting half of your time, and doing that shit, and you'll just be left in the dirt. You'll be left in the dark, and you'll be TPR'd. Wasting that time.
Well, not only that, the courts are good because a lot of parents don't know you only have 30 days. I have to reread it, but there's a 30-day clause in there, right? So these courts will schedule your next court hearing after that 30 days, and you need to object and have it before the 30 days is up.
Yeah. So hold you in contempt or all kinds of things, right? For not showing up, get an arrest warrant, rule against you, all kinds of things can happen.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's scary things, and those attorneys, make sure also you got to make sure that you also are served your paperwork too, right, before your court hearing. They have to have. You're supposed to have all your discovery and stuff. What, 2 weeks before? I believe 10 days.
Well, it depends on who's saying it, right? Because in Virginia, you're supposed to, whoever your witnesses are, have to be subpoenaed 10 days before your hearing. All your paperwork has to be filed 10 days, but with CPS, they'll file it and you'll have a hearing the next day. No bullshit. They gave me a lawyer and I got the paperwork 3 days after the hearing.
Nice.
Right? So how does that work?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even have my name spelled right. I told the officer, that's not me. So I'm not Humpty Dumpty. That's what I called him. Humpty motherfucking Dumpty. That is not my name. Well, I'm posting it anyway. I said, well, you gonna want to do that.
Freaking lying people. People that lie. Liars, pants on fire.
In fact, I wasn't even home, and a friend of mine was sitting in my driveway, and he called and he's like, yo, dude, the police are circling your house. I said, what the fuck? Do they think they're sharks? What are they circling my house for? He's like, I don't know, dude, but they're circling your house and looking up at your driveway. I said, don't worry, I'm about to come around that corner.
You come right up there. Ah!
Yeah. No.
Yeah. That's funny. Yep. No trespassing. No trespassing.
And they can't say they can't read them, because if you can't read my no trespassing signs, all of them, then you need to go back to kindergarten and learn how to read.
Right. Yeah. That's it's only 7 letters or something, right? Oh no, it's more than that. It says no trespassing. It's probably like 10, but you should be able to figure that one out with the English language.
I have cameras on my property too, right? You just can't see them because they blend in. So my batteries died, and I'm going through a whole situation over here. I'm like, oh my God, we got to find some batteries. We got to put the cameras back up. So we scurried around here. We found batteries. They're back up and they're on.
hear that? They're on. Yeah, you know what? That's what's been going on with my stuff. My SIM cards keep getting taken out of my cameras.
What?
Yeah, our SIM cards keep getting taken out of our cameras.
Look here. Go on Amazon and buy the Blink because you don't have a Sims card. It goes
Okay.
right to your phone.
Okay. All right, I'll check that out.
That's what I have. No Sims card. You do have to have Wi-Fi. But you need to make them blend in. I'm telling you, people will be knocking on my door when I'm not home, and I'll call them and be like, "What do you want?" And they're like, "Well, how do you know where my house?" And I'll laugh and I'll be like, "Ha ha ha! You just don't know, do you?"
Right there, you are. Yeah, that's funny shit. That's funny. Yeah, cameras are good stuff to have. I sell those on my website too. Let's see here.
Hi, Chris.
Chris is in the house. All right, good. Glad Chris is here. I'm trying to get you guys the link to my book here.
Go to Amazon.
That's where I'm at. Hold on. Amazon. Let's see here. All right, I'll find it. I'll get it up here. I'll get it up here in a minute. The link to the book too. Jesus Christ, I'm just failing miserably today, huh? It's ridiculous. And I thought today was going to be a smooth operator.
It's okay.
All right, it's fine, dandy. We got the wood stove going. Are you guys cold down there? You guys got a hurricane or anything?
We don't have a hurricane, but damn, it's cold. You see, I changed my hat up because this one keeps my head a little bit warmer.
I've seen that. You got a whole different hat on.
Oh, I'm a hat person.
Are you? You always wear? You have hats that match your outfits and all that stuff?
Yeah, the only color I'm missing is pink.
Oh, somebody needs to knit her a pink hat, please. Oh, that would be great. I'll tell you what, watching Gunner for a couple of days is exhausting. It really is. I mean, the guy had so much information and so much everything going on with him. It's crazy. Chris Patton. All right, Chris in the house. Gary's here. Good. Oh, Gary put it in the chat. Perfect.
We need to get you know who James Kelly is?
He used to be the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills.
No, he's in New York. He's really good. I'm gonna get in touch with him and bring him on because that man can just cite stuff right off the top of his head. He's all about the Constitution too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he's trying to get cameras in the courtroom in New York. They actually put him in jail a couple months ago. He's an ADA too, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he was recording for his client and they threw him in jail for contempt of court.
Whoa. Wow. Gary says Chevron guy?
No, the Chevron guy, I think she's talking about Tanawa.
Oh, you know, I was talking with him on TikTok. I was trying to get him on the show. I was going to see if he wanted to come in here with us. He said he was interested in coming in. I just had to confirm it with him. So funny that we're talking about him. I'll do that then. I'll get him on here. He's a good dude. I don't know if you know him or not, but he has a lot of information and a lot of things. So I'll tell him to come on the show.
Yeah, he was on my show twice. He's very smart.
Oh, good. All right. Well, I'll talk to him and see if we can get him on ours here. I didn't know that you had I didn't know that you do. But anywho, we got Tina Walls, the Chevron. What does she mean by that? The Chevron guy, though.
Because that's how he tells you how to use Chevron against CPS and everybody.
Oh, okay, I see. And then that one yesterday that Gunner was talking about, the SEC case, right? That's what that one is?
That's the jury trial one.
Right. So we're using
See,
that in connection with.
those two cases, the Chevron and the SEC, they were so worried about Chevron that on my local news, when it first came out that the Chevron indifference or the Chevron doctrine, whatever people want to call it, was going back to the Supreme Court, I said, oh my God. I called another advocate. I talked to him about it. I said, I'm telling you, they're going to overturn it. He was like, I don't know. I said, I'm telling you, they're going to overturn it. So then now they got all these legal analysts on there before it was overturned. Oh my God, if they overturn Chevron, it's going to be like throwing sand in, like the thing that turns the clocks. So yeah, in June it got overturned, and I called him and I said, I told you it was going to be overturned. Now they took the power from the whole alphabet and gave it back to the people. So the judge can no longer say to CPS, can you interpret this law for me? Absolutely not. Not
Right.
anymore.
No more.
You
Right.
have to do it.
Right. No more discretion of the department is what I'm going to rule on. You have to use your laws and your rules. You know, well, they don't use that stuff, but they still have to use the procedures and policies and all of that stuff to make their ruling. They no longer can say, well, there's no problem with the legal world, but the department says, so we're going to rule on the discretion side. There's no more of that. No more.
Right. So now judges really have to do their job. They have to do their job. The Constitution is very clear. No man, judge, prosecutor, or person is above the Constitution. From the highest court to the lowest court, you must follow the Constitution. You take an oath to uphold the federal and your state constitution.
What is that, Clearfield Doctrine or something? What one is that?
That's in the Constitution.
Well, I know that, but what is the ruling by the Supreme Court that says that the Supreme Court is the ruling of the law of the land? It also says, Clearfield
the Constitution is the superior law of the land, I believe, is what they said.
Right.
I don't have the phone in here with my Constitution in it, but I think it's like Article 3, Paragraph 2.
Right. Let me see. Have you ever seen that little guy that talks about the Constitution?
Which one? There's a lot of them.
Well, he's the older guy. He speaks real quick. It's an older video. He says, "Hey guys, look here. I'm getting a little thing in my pocket here called the Constitution." Do you know that guy?
No, but if you find him, send him to me because I'll watch him. Now I took a course in the Constitution, got a certificate, and I am certified to teach the Constitution.
Oh, you're a certified constitutional teacher? Really?
Yes. I did it in a weekend. It's a 3-month course, but I got bored during COVID.
Right.
And I said, oh, Kingston was taking a nap when he was playing. I was reading, doing all the homework. I sent all the homework in. And it took 3 weeks for my certificate to come in. But I passed it. And they sent me a certificate. And then I got certified.
What the hell is this guy's doing? So would you take it online?
Well, you can take it online. But I downloaded the 150 pages, printed it out, read it, because I can't read in my phone. So I printed it out, I did the homework, and then I put it in a manila envelope, and I sent it to wherever it was supposed to go. And then 3 weeks later, I thought I failed because I'm like, oh my God, it's taken so long. But nope, they sent me my certificate with my little gold seal and everything.
Oh, you got a little seal in the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. So you have a little certificate you hang on your wall?
Yep, I have one for civil rights, human rights, constitutional rights. I got a bunch of certificates.
That's pretty awesome. That's good stuff. I mean, do you ever have to like whip it out to people and be like, here's my argument with this, and you're not going to tell me I'm any different? I mean, is it worth people taking those classes, do you think?
Well, it's good for educational purposes, right? But I'm going to tell you, CPS, the courts, and even lawyers will tell you your certificates and your diplomas, they don't mean anything. And my response to them is, well, your shit doesn't mean anything either then.
Right. Explaining Constitution. Explaining Constitution. Oh man, I wish I could remember his name. This dude's name. I'm trying to find him. Oh, I got him. Carl Miller is his name.
Just send it to me in a text message or an email. Yeah, I watch all that stuff.
Watch that. I'm gonna put him with this guy. Him and my friend Rick Martin right under him there. You know Rick Martin? All right, here we go. Oh yeah, here, I'll show you this guy. Check this guy out. This guy's awesome. Like, share, Carl Miller.
And some
There we go.
Carl Miller is an expert on the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights. He has studied law for over 25 years and has a courtroom win-loss rate of over 90%. He is not an attorney. Carl prefers to represent himself as he delights in tying federal prosecutors in knots, often winning the praise and respect of the judges at the same time. Carl is a highly decorated hero of the Vietnam War, serving in the elite Apache troop as a paratrooper and crew chief. The famous movie Apocalypse Now and the best-selling book Apache Sunrise are based on the true life experiences of this group of brave and patriotic Americans. Carl Miller was inducted into the top-secret project Blue Book, and he considers it an honor to have served in several operations supporting Lieutenant Colonel Bo Greitz, including Operation Eagle Snatch. Carl is a veteran of hundreds of dangerous parachute jumps, breaking his legs or ankles 6 times, shot down 4 times, personally shot twice. Carl has miraculously escaped death numerous times. Carl credits divine intervention and God's providence for the preserving his life unto this day so that he may complete the most important mission of his life, that of teaching others the importance of the Constitution of the United States and how to use it, and by using it, thus preserving it. Carl has taught hundreds of people, including housewives and truck drivers, the fine art of arguing the Constitution and winning in court. Carl says it's easy once you know how, and a whole lot of fun, too.
Watch this. This guy's great.
I bought his book.
This guy's awesome.
Good evening, folks. I want to thank you for inviting me into your home tonight to talk to you about an extremely important issue to you. I basically am here to talk about the United States Constitution and our government and some of the principles that you need to understand most thoroughly so that you can have an effective opportunity to exercise your constitutional rights. The whole purpose of this is that you understand that these rights come from God, okay, that they are God-inspired. God is the one who endowed us with these rights, and that this Constitution merely offers a legitimate program to protect those rights or to secure those rights and the blessings of those rights on ourselves and on our children for all time. It's important that you understand that the Constitution is God-inspired. It's important that you understand that a lot of the principles that are in the Constitution actually come out of the Holy Bible, okay? And it's very important that you understand that this Constitution allows each of you to be a king or queen in your own right, as long as you recognize one principle, that you don't ever create a situation where you take away the rights of another. So the whole point of having the Constitution is so that all of us can have the rights equally, and as long as we respect our neighbor and allow them also to have the rights equally, the protections are going to last forever. And the reality is that we are going to get thoroughly into your Constitution. We want you to find a Constitution wherever you can, and we are going to basically take you step by step through some of the most important parts of this Constitution so that you can better exercise your rights in a timely fashion. Now, the facts are simple. If you don't know your rights, you don't have any rights, and that's just the way it is. And if you certainly couldn't exercise those rights timely if you don't know what they are. So what's going to happen is they're going to tell you what your rights are, and do you think they're going to tell you in your favor? Certainly not. Now, we've come a long way to put this program on to help you. By the way, my name is Carl Miller. I want to thank you again for inviting me into your home. We're going to proceed with vigor. I should tell you a few things about me, that I'm a prior service soldier. I served 3 combat tours, Republic of Vietnam. I should tell you that I was a participant in the top secret project called Blue Book, where the officers in the jungle smelled a rat in a woodpile, and they decided to pull their top soldiers aside, and they come on over here. Come on over here. We want to talk to you. And they took their top soldiers in the corner, and they started teaching them things like duty, honor, country, pride in the Corps. They taught us history. They taught us all kind of programming as far as what's going on in our government. They taught us the Constitution. We had to be able to rattle the Constitution off just like we would any manual of arms. And this all took place totally top secret so that we wouldn't offend any chains of command or any presidential problems similar to what happened between General MacArthur. The bottom line is this was taken totally upon their own, shall we say, careers to pull this thing off. And this happened all throughout a lot of the military services in Vietnam. Marine Corps, Air Force, Army, they all pulled aside their best people and they started putting everything on and teaching us our Constitution. So I'm going to try and instill in you that flame that was instilled in me over 25 years ago, in which I have been transferring ever since. I have been fighting tooth and nail to defend the Constitution. I have helped thousands and thousands and thousands of other people do the same. I teach people how to be their own counsel, to stand up in courts of law, and be able to exercise their constitutional rights in a timely and effective manner. And the good Lord willing, I'll be able to keep doing that. So why don't we right now try and get into some parts of the Constitution. The most important thing that I can teach you about this Constitution is the importance of reading it. You must read the Constitution and understand what physically is involved. You must know your rights and timely assert them. That is your burden. If you do not, then a legal term called laches incurs is in full force. Laches is a legal term which is defined as laches is a species of action wherein a party of reasonable intelligence and integrity, having a right to take an action as is prescribed by law and having failed to timely do so, loses all right to proceed. So what is actually happening out there, folks, is that laches is incurring because most people don't read their Constitution and know what's involved. So then you are left to being told, well, that's what it means. Okay, so you just got to do what you got to do, and you're told, and they're going to tell you in favor of them. They're not going to tell you in favor of you. So it's better for you to read the book and understand what's in it. It's not a very big book. I highly recommend the book. You can get several versions. A lot of times you contact your congressman. My congressman, Dominic Vincentini, state senator, supplied this one for me. John Kuhn, a libertarian candidate, has supplied several also.
This goes on obviously
some of these folks, just check with your local...
definitely check it out. Carl Miller. Hold on a minute. Let me stop that.
I just sent you his book.
Oh, sweet. Perfect.
Because
Yeah,
I've had the book. I didn't know that was his name.
Oh, God, see me sitting there good looking all over God's creation. I think everybody should check out. I think maybe that should be our homework for tonight. Everybody go out tonight and watch that video, read the Constitution, because maybe we need to start talking a little bit about that stuff to get our people up in the task with their rights. Because I think for everybody to understand how we're trying to fight this stuff, I think you need to understand where it comes from. So that's what we're going to give homework tonight.
Okay, listen. There's a book too that I think everybody should have, and I endorse it all the time. It's behind the Bill of Rights. That's what it's called. And it's on, you can only get it on ncc.org, I believe. The National Constitution. Let me look it up so I can get it right. I bought it. I've read it a couple of times. Hold on.
We're waiting on you, Tiff. Because, you know, a lot of these cases, the stuff that's coming out, guys, with this case law and all of this stuff, is all infringing on constitutional rights. So you need to understand this stuff, especially if you're going to defend yourself in these courts and you're going to try to argue this stuff. You don't want to look like an idiot standing out there trying to be like, oh, la, 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 la. So check out the Carl Miller videos. It's a whole, like, hours and hours and hours of videos of him explaining the Constitution, and then this book that Tiff, if she ever gets it, will tell us about for you guys to check out.
It's right here. This is the book.
Yep, Bill of Rights. Yep, behind the Bill of Rights, yellow book.
And it's on. It is $25.
My book's only $19.99.
And it's on nccs.net. Nancy Constitution Services.net.
You really broke apart that phonetic alphabet there, Tiff.
Yeah, I tried.
nccs.net. So there it is. All right. So, Tiff, I think we should break this down right now. Let's leave them with the constitutional homework, and let's check back in tomorrow night.
All right. And we can do that. I'll get my book out and my Constitution.
All right. Tiff is going to have a book tomorrow night, guys. So make sure that you're here, because we're going to talk some Constitution. Do your homework tonight, and we'll see you all tomorrow. If I can make this music play. Music play. It never works when I want it to. I'm going to have to do it this way, I guess. Hold on a minute. We're going to pretend like this is still the end of the show again. Let's see. So, yeah, tomorrow night, Tiff, we'll talk some Constitution with these guys, and we'll do all that. So thank you guys very much. We'll see you all tomorrow night.
In 1776, brave men put up a fight, mowing down redcoats. They wanted freedom. They had to fight, and now we take the sacrifice in vain. They loaded their muskets, fired them one by one. That's why we have the freedom to own a gun, but we are blowing it. These freedoms were created by those before us. They were to be something that stays. But now things are so corrupted, they are taking our rights away. Hey, Uncle Sam, where did you go? I called Washington today, but nobody's home. We all want to stand for our freedom, but nobody wants to do it today. Can't you see time is a waste and the Constitution we love is fading? Don't tread on the reality, or the USA will be the next casualty. We are here for freedom, those we will protect. Unite for the values we cherish, or watch everything perish. Our men have fought for our freedoms, many women have too. Their blood spilled upon the ground, with the news many frown. They paid a price that many won't pay. Now we are letting the cause fade away. The graves are being neglected by the actions of so many deceptive. The freedoms they fought for in every world war, conflict or mission, so many stayed behind signing petitions, while those awake dying were there to protect them. It's time to wake up in the USA. We are all slipping away into the darkness we once ran from. It's getting worse every day. Now they are taking our children more and more every day. No soldier ever fought for taking our children away. This is not why they bled for our freedom. They didn't die for some cheap pay. We all need to come together, fight this corruption, and it starts today. We need to wake up America, go back to parades, Remember true family values, laugh again as children play. These are the things we fought for, 200 years strong. But now we're losing all of this. Don't tread on me does exist. So rise up and be strong. We don't have to go along. We need to push back now, like our forefathers did. It's time to bring back the way it was, when families lived together, all that mattered was love. It's not always easy to take back what they have grabbed. With all of us together we can do it, two loving children and mom and dad. This is our country, it's called USA. So many have fallen, say don't tread on me today.